Coming up, the tragic aftermath of a car crash that left 2 teens dead, another in the hospital, and another in handcuffs. Find out what police are now saying about the investigation.
Plus, we're going to have the highlights and a lot of lowlights of the Fox 21 fantasy football draft, and also talking about fantasy football impact on worker productivity. Your Fox 21 Morning News starts right now.
Fox 21 Morning News, your all-live, all-local morning newscast on right now.
Like how the last shot was of me stuffing my face.
Well, that's what I see every day.
Good, thanks.
Good morning. Welcome to your Fox 21 Morning News on this Tuesday, September 2nd. I'm Kimberly Price.
I'm meteorologist Justin Chambers. This is it.
Okay,
The last day of back to school for kids.
Really?
The last,
everyone
the
will be in
last
school now?
round. Pueblo City schools are back today. Trinidad D1, you're back today.
That's like a month before D49 and some of the earlier ones that
It
went in.
was August 1st. Yeah, it was August 1st. Yeah. So here you go. Now everybody's back.
All right.
Now everything's back to normal.
Everyone can appreciate
We're back
the
to
bus
work.
stop forecast now.
Exactly. We're back to work after a 3-day weekend, and happy Tuesday to you, Hump Day Eve as well.
Good.
A lot of things to talk about. Coming up this hour, more celebrities speaking out about the nude photo hacking scandal. We're going to tell you what some of them are now saying later this hour.
Plus, a runner is well on his way to completing 50 marathons this year. 50 of them, all for a good cause.
Okay, a lot of music in that story right there. Nice. Also, check your fridge. Kraft issuing a recall for their cheese singles. What? I like those things. I used to like them. I don't like them
Right. Well,
anymore.
a lot of moms probably use it to pack their kids'
Oh,
lunches.
boy.
So.
We'll tell you about that coming up in a few minutes.
And 2 jets, once owned and personally designed by Elvis Presley, now up for sale. Just don't plan on flying them, okay? Find out why later this hour.
Let's take a look outside your sky cam to start your Tuesday morning. We are mostly clear right now. A little bit on the chilly side as well with some light breezes. Temperature-wise, 43 in Monument. How about 33 in Leadville? Wow. 58 in Colorado Springs, and meanwhile, it's 65 in Pueblo. So here's your weather story for your Hump Day Eve. Partly cloudy skies. Temperatures will be warming up as we get into the later part of the afternoon today. And we do have a stray mountain storm possible. I'm going to tell you where in the mountains that storm might pop up later this afternoon. It's mid to upper 70s by noontime. We'll top out right around 83 to 89, warmer than we were yesterday afternoon.
2 minutes past the hour, and we begin with breaking news this morning out of Tennessee, where a spokesman says more than 30 teens have escaped from a youth detention facility in Nashville.
Yes, 17 are still on the run. The Tennessee Department of Children's Services says 32 teens aged about 14 and 19 escaped late last night by crawling under a weak spot in a fence. 2 teens were caught right away, and others were found overnight. Nashville Police and Tennessee Highway Patrol still looking for more of the escapees.
Also new this morning, police in South Carolina investigating a shooting at a law enforcement center in Greenville. Police there say shots were fired into the doors of the front entrance and also in the parking lot. 1 officer is now injured and the suspect is dead. The officer was shot a total of 3 times, twice in the side and once in the forearm. He went into surgery and is now listed in serious condition. The suspect died in the parking lot of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Now to the latest on yesterday's fatal car crash in Black Forest. 4 teens were in the car when it crashed on Hodgen Road near Roller Coaster Road.
Yeah, 2 teens killed, another in the hospital, and the driver has been arrested. Fox 21's Aisha Morales shows us how the community of Monument is coming together.
You're surrounded by people who are just feeling the same way you are. And a lot of the times that's a good thing when you're at a football game or something like that. But in this situation, it's not fun.
Ryan says senior year just won't be the same without 17-year-old Bo Bajir and 18-year-old Ryan Pappas, 2 of his really good friends.
Ryan Pappas was a very, very, very good individual, and that's what makes this so unbelievably heartbreaking. Bo Bajir is one of the greatest individuals I've ever met. He's enthusiastic, encouraging.
The school district says it will be there to offer support for anyone who needs it.
Really, our heart goes out to the families and anyone connected, including all those students. We know that they'll be grieving and there'll be lots of different feelings that they will have, and everybody grieves differently, and so one of our main goals is to make sure we're providing the right kind of support based on the individual needs of each each student, each staff member, each community member.
One message stood out as the community gathered this evening.
You got to watch out for your friends. You got to watch out for your family. You got to keep, everybody involved with your life. You got to cherish them.
This is a difficult time, but Ryan says they will get through this.
We're going to be okay. And there's plenty of people in this little town that are willing to step up and give you a hug and love on you and come together.
Aisha Morales reporting. Well, the school district says all of the boys were active athletes. Alcohol and speeding are believed to be factors in the crash.
Yeah, the 17-year-old driver's name has not yet been released, but he could face charges, including vehicular homicide.
It is now 5 minutes past the hour. Next, 4 of the 5 people killed in a plane crash north of Denver have now been identified. Officials say 41-year-old Tori Raines Whedon and her 3 sons, 15-year-old Mason and 11-year-old twins Austin and Hunter, were killed when the small plane crashed near the Erie Municipal Airport on Sunday. The pilot remains unidentified.
It's 5:06. Now we go to Pueblo, where concern over rabies exposure has health department investigators going door to door at a certain apartment complex, the Sangre de Cristo apartments. They're leaving flyers and talking to residents as well after some children were playing with a bat that tested positive for rabies. Now, investigators are trying to find anyone who came into contact with the bat. Residents say health department employees gave them details about the children's interaction so they could address the issue with their own kids.
She said that they actually did have it for a full day. They're keeping it as a pet, feeding it raspberries, taking it around the neighborhood, putting it down the slide.
Now, rabies can be deadly. It can be spread from a bat to a person or pet just by a bite or a scratch, even if it's small. Public health officials say don't ever touch a bat, especially if it's on the ground.
Next, the Colorado State Fair is now over, and this year was a bigger success than last year. Even though the final numbers are not out yet, fair organizers say attendees spent more money this year on admission, concession stands, and of course, the carnival rides.
Using the smart card last year didn't make it easy for our customers to spend money. Doing away with that, it seems to have helped quite a bit.
We've had great weather, so we had a good turnout, and people were buying.
The State Fair money goes toward the facility and promoting the 4-H and FFA programs for kids.
I think it's because John Martin and Kristen Leone went down there. And,
he draws a crowd.
Well, he does draw a
do.
crowd, yeah. But he was talking about all the fried food and all the fun stuff you could do there.
People, yeah.
And the weather. I mean, my gosh.
It did cooperate
we really,
very nicely this year.
You're welcome.
Curious to hear what those final numbers are. For today's good news, one Colorado man is turning 50 this fall, and he's celebrating by running 50 marathons this year alone for a good cause.
That's 50 more than I've done. David Knapp running to honor his mother, who passed away from Alzheimer's. His goal is to raise awareness for the disease, as well as $50,000 for the Colorado chapter of the Alzheimer's Association.
So this is not about me, it's about raising awareness and it's about raising the funds. So that's really what I want people to know, is that we need to battle this horrible disease, and one of the ways we do it is by fundraising.
So the Discovery Trail Marathon in Colorado Springs, that was race number 37 for David. He's currently raised a little more than $19,000. Really, as if you want to help out on his fight against Alzheimer's, you can go to our website, fox21news.com, to find out more on this story and on how to donate.
He's more than halfway there.
There you go.
He's on his
Exactly.
way.
So we got 13 more. Yeah.
Time now to get social with you this morning. Football season just around the corner, of course, and many fans already have their fantasy lineup set for week 1.
Well, Thursday night. I mean, if you have any players on the Packers or on the Seahawks,
get ready.
You got to have them ready to go. So, for those of you who don't know, fantasy football, basically, you got to pick your team, you draft your players, then you pick the best ones and the best lineup for each week per position. Now, have you ever played?
I've never played, no. And
Never
I
have.
I don't think I'd be good with it, and I wouldn't be good at. You have to keep up on it every single week, and I don't know. Well, your players' points are determined by how well they do on the field, and you can play for money or you can play for pride.
That's right. We're playing for happy hour breakfast here with our Fox 21 Morning News team. So we want to know, what do you think about fantasy football? Do you play, or do you think it's a waste of time? Go to our Facebook page, Fox 21 News, and get social with us this morning. A lot of people play. A lot of people just kind of like put it aside. A lot of people say, you know what, I'll auto pick or whatever. Whatever. It's really just kind of a crapshoot is what you're going to get.
So maybe I should do it next year is what you're saying.
Here's the deal. We have our Fox 21 Morning News Fantasy Football League Challenge this year. Okay, and our league is called #2votes. So
I like that.
So we had a big draft last week, and John Martin is going to be talking about that a little bit later this hour.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes of how we all.
I couldn't make it out that day, so I can't wait.
Smack talk is the best part about like fantasy football because you can just kind of talk smack and be like, yeah, your team, yeah, blah blah, and it's kind of fun. Anyway, I think it's a good way to keep friends together, and you kind of in one kind of thing.
As long as you don't take it too seriously.
Well, and then there's a lot of lost productivity too, so we can go on forever.
That's true. That's a whole nother part of this.
John's going to have more on that this hour. Don't worry.
It is now 10 minutes past the hour. Turning 18 and graduating from high school is something all teens look forward to.
Coming up, one teen battling a rare aging disease this day was beyond remarkable. Hear more of his inspirational story next.
You're watching Fox 21 Morning News with Kimberly Price and meteorologist Justin Chambers. Fox 21 Morning News.